Now I know what y'all are thinking, why are we doing fried chicken in December? Because there are cultures in the world that eat fried chicken for, I'm gonna say KFC just so they know it's like what kind of chicken. Now I'm laughing, shit. Because there are some cultures in the world that eat KFC for Christmas, you jerks. Talking to you, Japan. What up guys, it's me, Chef Chaz Thomas, aka Deathcore Chef, and today we're diving into some fried chicken. Now, when it comes to fried chicken, I like to pay homage to the guys I learned from. So if you guys need any more information, check out Chef Charles Gabriel and Chef Leah Chase. I personally get my technique from Charles, and I get my seasoning ideas from Leah Chase. Growing up in Louisiana, obviously I'm going to do Louisiana style fried chicken. But that's not going to stop you guys from going to go check out all the other fried chickens, such as the Carolinas, where they add hot honey to some chicken afterwards, or Nashville, where they add hot oil with seasoning spices, making Nashville hot chicken. This is just to give you guys a foundation. The rest of the research is up to you guys on what you guys want to make specifically to you. So let's dive into it with starting off how we get our seasoning. Here's the seasoning for fried chicken. 8 tablespoons of salt, 2 tablespoons of granulated onion, 2 tablespoons of cayenne pepper, 2 tablespoons of granulated garlic, 2 tablespoons of black pepper. I'm gonna make this super simple. Do not use garlic or onion powder at all. What you wanna go get is granulated garlic and onion. That's it. The reason we don't use onion powder or garlic powder is because when you put it on some wet chicken, it gets clumped up and its smoke point can't handle the frying, so you're just burning your chicken and your seasoning. Now that we got our seasoning, no onion powder, no garlic powder, we're simply gonna sprinkle about 2 teaspoons worth of this over our chicken. So here we got all of our dark meat. We got our thighs, our drumsticks, and our wings. We're gonna save the lighter meat for some pasta or some soups, some sandwiches, something along those lines that we think is just better for purposing of it. However, for fried chicken, I think dark meat's my favorite. Now, if you want to do the white meat too, that's up to you guys. Go ahead and go get it. If you guys want to use white meat and fry that as well, that's completely up to you guys, but I'm just going to stick with the dark meat because that's what I prefer. With your seasoning, we're going to simply take out 2 teaspoons worth, and we're going to simply let it rain down. Now, about each pinch for me is about a teaspoon, and then we're going to flip it and season the other side because you want both sides to taste good. That's why you're flipping it. Now, if you notice we're not going crazy on the seasoning, I know some of y'all are just gonna drench your chicken in seasoning and then you're gonna have season that's too salty. I'm telling you right now, don't do that. Y'all aren't gonna follow my recipe and then it's gonna be my fault. And I'm gonna be like, well, did you follow the recipe? And you're gonna be like, no. And I'm like, well, maybe you should follow the recipe. Recipe's in the description for a reason, use it. So now we're just gonna get in here and massage all the seasoning in, making sure to get like a nice deep tissue, about 2 minutes for the whole thing. Make sure it gets in there. We're gonna help all that seasoning start to penetrate down. Just think of your ex-girlfriend and all the sensual nights y'all had together. And then you start to miss her, and then you start to cry. But don't cry over the chicken, because it'll get too salty. Sarah, no. And now that you guys have done your little sensual massage on the chicken, simply take some plastic wrap, cover this up, and let it sit overnight. What that's gonna do is allow the seasoning to penetrate into our chicken and add more flavor. And you're gonna blow your friends away when you show them that you have amazing fried chicken. They're gonna say, what seasoning did you use? And you're gonna say, not a lot of seasoning at all. That's because this technique gets our seasoning into the chicken itself. Don't skip it. So if you guys look at the seasoning on this chicken right now, nothing is clumped up into one spot. Everything is still spread out pretty evenly. Putting it in overnight. Give it a kiss goodnight. And welcome back. It's obviously the next day because I changed my shirt, clearly. And the background light's different, so it's clearly a different day. Back to making some chicken. Now we're about to make an egg wash. Egg washes are pretty simple. You just 2 eggs and a liquid of your choice. Same ratio, 1-to-1. So if you're gonna use 2 eggs, use 2 cups of whatever, water, milk, or whatever liquid you decide. When picking out a liquid, it's gonna really come down to what you're looking for as far as your chicken skin and what you want. If you're wanting a crispier skin for your chicken, you wanna use water-based egg wash. If you're gonna want like a more southern style chicken, you wanna use kind of a milk or buttermilk. The problem with buttermilk though is it's really enzymatic and kind of breaks down and tenderizes your chicken, which is great if you're gonna let it sit in there for a while, but it's not really necessary. So in this case, I'd highly recommend we use whole milk. I can't really juggle, but I tried. That's some B-roll footage right there. So we're making an egg wash. We're gonna have 2 eggs. Now you guys can use whatever liquid you want. I'm using milk, but use a 1-to-1 ratio for egg per cup of milk. So if you got 2 eggs, use 2 cups of milk. If you're using 2 eggs, use 2 cups of whatever liquid you're using. And then finally, we're gonna use a teaspoon of that seasoning. And then things start to get whiskey. And now we're just adding our breading to the mix. Simple. 2 cups of all-purpose flour, and then 1 teaspoon of seasoning. And then we simply mix our flour and our seasoning together. So here we have our chicken that sat overnight. We seasoned our egg wash with the same seasoning, and we seasoned our flour, our breading stations. The seasoning is already penetrated. It's already in there. The flavor is inside the chicken already. However, we're gonna reinforce that through our dredge station when we combine it with our egg wash and our flour. So if you look at our chicken that sat overnight, it's kind of plumped up a little bit, and that shows that the process has worked. A little bit of moisture has come out of it. So we basically have a basic dredging station. You got your egg wash over here, you got your flour over here. We're going to take our chicken and dip it into the egg wash, and we're gonna just let it kind of dunk it, and then you take it out. You don't let it sit in there. You don't let it rehydrate. You let it sit in the fridge overnight. Then we move into our flour. And you wanna make sure that we coat this flour perfectly. Now we're gonna take it out. We're gonna tap it together over the bowl. And that's gonna get rid of the excess on this chicken. And this one kind of coats it. This will help you from keeping your fingers from getting too dirty. So we're basically heating up our oil right now. It's gonna get up to a temperature about 350 degrees. Anything above that and you're just burning your chicken, it's gonna taste terrible. So keep your temperature around 350 degrees, you'll be good. Once we get our chicken into that oil, we're gonna basically flip it every 2 minutes until it's done. Golden brown all around, that means your chicken's done. So our temperature has reached 350 degrees. You can put your hand over it and you can feel the heat. It's very simple. Or you can go get a thermometer that's built for oil and then tell that way. This thermometer is for food. That's why it has a little sharp tip so you can get an internal temperature. It's not really built for this. Like I said, if you need a thermometer for oil, checking temperature for your cooking oil, I'll throw that in bio. Or your cook time on your chicken is going to be about 20 minutes for dark meat, 10 minutes on each side. I think for light meat it's about 8 minutes per side. But every 2 minutes you're going to constantly flip this chicken every 2 minutes. That way the oil runs down the chicken and allows air to hit the top of the chicken and get it a little bit crispier than what we would usually have it. Trust the process and do what I say.
3 hours later.
At this point, guys, our chicken is done. If you see a little bit of white, it ain't right. When it's golden brown all around, you're good. However, at the end of the day, the only true way to tell if your chicken is fully cooked and not raw is to get a thermometer and temp it, making sure it's at 165 degrees Fahrenheit. We're gonna remove this, put it on our wire rack, and this looks absolutely amazing. What do you guys think, chat? Hey, we live streamed these film sessions, so if you want a little behind the scenes thing, also, if y'all donate subs we drink, y'all can have us slurring the rest of this video if y'all want. The power is up to you guys. But find us on Kick. That's where we're streaming. So, and just like that, guys, you now know how to make amazing fried chicken that your friends are gonna be like, damn, let me get that recipe. And you'll be like, bro, go watch Deathcore Chef. He taught me how to do it. Or you can just lie and say it's your fault or whatever. Y'all been donating a lot today. So anyone who was on the live stream, I appreciate you. I love you guys. Y'all are paying our grocery bills. And you're keeping Kiko from going back to the life he used to live. When I found Kiko, he was working as a carnival person at the circus and was in a love triangle between the bearded lady and the world's strongest woman. Like and subscribe to find out who he thought was the better kisser. Now let's get into this chicken. You wanna try it?
Sure.
Man, that's hot. In the words of the great Colonel Sanders, I'm too drunk to taste this chicken. It's good though. God damn, that seasoning, when it penetrates through, that's why you let it sit overnight. And just like that, guys, we'll see you on the next one. We'll see you in the live stream. Everyone who watches or comes to the live stream, I love you. Like, subscribe, follow us on all socials, check out our merch, check out our Amazon stuff for the chef in your life, get them stuff for the holiday season. See you on the next one. Bye.